I better get going. If I see myself flashing and pausing, I'll just have to, if I turn my camera off and then on again, I'm back to normal. Wi-Fi or something probably.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's start. Well, thank you all for coming. I can see some familiar faces on, but for those of you that don't know me, I'll just quickly introduce myself. So my name is Anna Stace, and I'm a skincare specialist. I've got my own business, and over the last 30 days, I've been on a bit of a journey, improving my gut health. And to say that I've had a huge impact, and it's had a huge impact on every part of my life, really, is a bit of an understatement. So I'm just wanting to share it all with everybody. It's definitely helping everyone within my business, but I just wanted to reach out to anyone that wanted to learn more about their gut health, the impact that gut health has on our overall health, treating our body from the inside out, and our physical well-being, our mental well-being. I'll talk a little bit about my personal experience in a little bit, but yeah, so thank you all for coming on. I'm just going to pass you straight over now to Erica, Dr. Erica Good, who's kindly offered to do this evening for us all. So gut health expert, what she doesn't know doesn't need knowing. So I'm going to pass you over now to Erica, and she will tell us, notepads and pens at the ready, because it's hugely interesting, everything about your gut. Thank you, Erica. I'm going to mute myself now.
Thanks, Anna. That's an amazing introduction. I'm not sure I know everything there is to know, but I am a complete gut health geek, self-confessed. So welcome everyone onto this call. Thank you for joining in, and I hope tonight that you go away just really having a bit of an understanding about what gut health is, because it is something that's becoming more talked about now, which actually really excites me because I've been passionate about this for the last 4 years. And it's popping up everywhere now. I had a client actually send me a picture the other day of a magazine that she'd picked up in the shop on the way to pick up kids from school run, and it was all about gut health. And my mum even said to me, "Oh, Holly Willoughby was talking about gut health the other day on This Morning. It must be right what you've been saying for all these years." I was like, "Yeah, Mum. Now Holly Willoughby's talking about it, it must be right." But yeah, it is exciting that it's talked about out there, but lots of people don't really understand what it is and why it has such a big impact on our whole bodies, our mind, body, and our skin. It's all really, really closely linked. So I could talk for hours on this, but I'm just going to try and keep it to like 15, 20 minutes, give you a brief synopsis. And I've got some like more tools and things that you can go away and look more up and delve into it if it's something that excites you. So firstly, a bit about my background. So yeah, my name's Erica. I am a GP, been a GP for 16 years. I am a mum of 3 and going through a bit of a perimenopause journey right now. So I started the perimenopause about 18 months ago. Now, I didn't really know much about gut health at all until 4.5 years ago. And my journey started when after I'd had my 3rd child, who is now nearly 5. And after she was born, when she was 6 weeks old, I committed to doing a gut health reset called the 30 Days to Healthy Living Plan, which we are going to talk a little bit about later. Probably the reason for me wanting to do that was, well, firstly, I was partnered with the company. And so I wanted to try out their nutrition, find out what the buzz was all about. But also because, like most mums, I wanted to lose a few pounds baby weight, right? So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this nutrition plan. So she was 6 weeks old, and I did it. And at the end of the 4 weeks, I was blown away by how I felt more than anything. So I suddenly had loads of energy. I could think clearer, and my skin was glowing differently. Yeah, I'd lost a few pounds, but also things like joint swellings and pains that I'd had through pregnancy, they suddenly went. And I just thought, wow, like, why is this? Because anyone that's had kids out there, you know that as a mum of a 6-week-old, up to kind of even a year, you're exhausted and sleep deprived, and you can't, you have complete brain fog. But that was all lifting. So I just thought, I really need to learn why this is happening. So that sent me on this whole journey of learning about gut health, and how it's connected to our body. And the more I learn, the more fascinated I get. And there is so much to know about it. Honestly, even now, like, there's more and more research into this. And I think over the next 5-10 years, we're going to find out more. And I think the reason that it's taken so long for people to really understand about gut health is because technology needs to get to a certain level to be able to study all these little microbes. So as technology has improved, our microscopes have improved, and so we're able to research it more. So what actually is gut health and the gut microbiome? So when we talk about gut health, we basically mean like really looking after your gut microbiome so that you can live a really healthy life. Okay. Now, the microbiome is a genetic code of all the microbes that live within and on us. So when we talk about microbes, we mean predominantly bacteria, but we also have viruses, fungi, and archaea living within us. We don't just have a microbiome in our guts, we have one on our skin, in our vaginas, in our lungs, up our noses, just all over the body, all these different microbiomes. But what we're going to be focusing on mainly tonight is the gut microbiome. So 99% of our genetic code is actually microbial. So we're actually more kind of microbe than we are human, which is a really, really weird fact. There's estimated to be about 38 trillion microbes that live within our colon alone. 38 trillion, it's crazy, right? And we actually only have 30 trillion human cells in total. So you can see that we are far less human than we are bacterial and microbial. And that's can be a bit of a weird concept to understand at the beginning. And I can feel some people probably go, that's gross, because we generally think of bacteria as bad, right? We think of bacteria as causing infection, but actually they're there for a reason. If we didn't have this microbiome and all these bacteria living within us, then we wouldn't be healthy and function, as the human should. So why do we have all these microbes living within our guts? They have so many functions. Okay, so firstly, we need them to help digest and break down food and take the nutrients from the food that we need. So it helps us utilize all the nutrients. The gut microbiome is also strongly linked to our immune system. So up to 80% of our immune system is sitting just on the other side of the gut wall. Now, if our gut is not happy for whatever reason, and there's inflammation going on, that can trigger the immune system that's sitting just on the other side of the gut wall to go, oh my God, like, what's going on here? It starts to fire off, and it can increase the risk of autoimmune disease where your immune system fights your own body. The gut microbes themselves do produce some vitamins. So again, we need them to have lots of vitamins and health. Hormones are closely linked to our gut microbiome, which is why around the perimenopause, which I mentioned at the beginning, and I know there's quite a lot of perimenopausal women on this call too, which is why, looking after your gut health around the perimenopause and post-menopause is even more important. So we've actually discovered that there is a separate bit of the gut microbiome called the estrobolome, which is responsible for helping balance out estrogen within the body. It helps with excretion and reabsorption of estrogen, so it creates that balance. Other hormones as well, like cortisol, insulin, things like that, they're all affected by our gut microbiome. Our metabolism, so how quickly we burn calories, is affected by the health of our gut, and also our brain health. So you might have heard people talk about the gut-brain axis. This is a real thing. And the gut and the brain talk to each other all the time. There's a huge nerve that runs from our brain all the way down to the gut called the vagus nerve. And this, sends messages from the brain to the gut and from the gut back to the brain. So you might notice, if you feel anxious, for instance, you can sometimes get a bit of a rumbling in your gut, like the butterflies in your tummy. That's the messages going down the vagus nerve. Also, it goes the other way. So if you've been eating really not quite so well for a time, you will notice that you maybe have more anxiety and your mood is lower. And again, that's to do with how the gut is connecting to and talking to the brain. So 90% of our serotonin, which is one of our healthy, happy hormones, the most common one that we talk about, responsible for a lot of our mood, 90% of that is actually produced within the gut by the gut microbiome. So, and then that is sent via a neurotransmitter pathway up the vagus nerve into the brain. So you see your diet and your mood are so closely linked. And the other thing I was going to mention is the skin. So I mentioned at the beginning, like we've got a microbiome on our skin as well. Now, it's not really fully understood what happens, but somehow the bacteria within our gut, so our gut microbiome, talks to the microbes on our skin. They chat, like somehow it's to do with the genetics. And again, like more researchers are going into this. So if you've got unhappy gut microbiome, you're likely to have an unhappy skin microbiome as well, which can cause, like inflammation in your skin. You might get kind of redness. You can get drier skin, all sorts. And inflammation in general. So if you've got inflammation in your gut, that can transpire to inflammation through your whole body, which again shows up in your skin with things like eczema, psoriasis. So everything is really, really closely linked. And again, linking back to menopause, estrogen is a strongly anti-inflammatory hormone. So when our estrogen levels drop through the menopause, our ability to fight inflammation decreases. So you can get more inflammation through the body, which is often why you get changes in your skin, joint aches and pains, loads of things. So yeah, all these things really, really closely linked. Now, if your gut is really, really happy and you've got loads of these good bacteria living there, everything's working well. And we're in what we call symbiosis. So our body is working synergistically with our gut microbiome. Now, when there's a loss of balance, i.e. there's less of the good guys there and maybe more bad bacteria that can get in and take place, we have an imbalance, and that's called dysbiosis. Now, that can lead to injury and damage to the lining of the gut because firstly, what happens is, there's more bad bacteria there. They can cause this inflammatory reaction on the gut wall. But also, if you've got good bacteria there, but you're not feeding them the correct food, and our gut bacteria love to eat fresh, wholesome foods, like lots of green leafy cruciferous vegetables. They love a whole rainbow of fruits and veg, really. They love fresh herbs and spices, pulses, beans, all those kind of things. So if they're not getting the food they need and maybe getting a load of processed crap, alcohol, unfortunately, artificial sweeteners, really bad. If you're feeding them that, they get really unhappy. They don't want to eat that. So they start to look around for other food and they start munching on the lining of our gut wall, which causes inflammation, and it can cause small holes to form in the gut wall, which is sometimes termed as leaky gut. So what happens when you've got leaky gut is stuff that shouldn't be in the body leaks out of the gut, and also the stuff that should be reabsorbed into the gut, like can't get in and excreted. So you can get all sorts of rubbish floating around that shouldn't be there. So you can see really why it is so important to look after our guts. I'm not going to talk anymore really on that because it's already like about 20 minutes in. and I will be here all night. But what I wanted to just talk about briefly is how can we look after our gut microbiome? So what I mentioned briefly there is feeding it the right foods. So eating a whole rainbow of fresh fruits and veg, and cutting out things like alcohol, sugar, artificial sweeteners. So often what you do when you follow a diet is people often make the mistake of eating low-fat foods, especially yogurts and things like that. And if you look, those are full of artificial sweeteners or sugar, which is really, really not good for our gut bacteria. The other thing that's not great is stress. Kills our gut microbiome, antibiotics, all those kind of things. So you can see in the Western world that we don't do much to look after our gut microbiome. So what can we do? We can, eat healthier, wholesome foods, cut out the bad things, work on ways to decrease our stress, drink more water, exercise, because that can help with serotonin production, as well as obviously just being generally good. And we can also, we want to replace the good bacteria. So we can do that by eating what we call probiotic rich foods. Now those kind of foods are fermented foods, and they've got to be unpasteurized fermented foods. So you will see now lots of things popping up in the shops, which, is great. Things like kombucha, kefir, things like that. But please be really careful when you're buying these drinks that are promoted as probiotic rich. Just make sure that they are unpasteurized, because if they've been pasteurized, it actually kills the bacteria, which is not the point. You actually want to be digesting the bacteria. And also make sure that they're not really over processed and full of artificial sweeteners and loads of extra added sugar, because that's not good. So kind of foods that are really probiotic rich are things like miso, sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, all those kind of things. And they can be really, really yummy. So you're looking out for all of those things. Now, sometimes it is really hard to get everything we need from our diets alone, which is why I honestly recommend supplementing. And I have supplemented my diet now for the last 4.5 years. And I can honestly say I've never felt better. The reason we do need to supplement is because really, with all the will in the world, we can't get all the nutrition we need from food nowadays. Like, firstly, we're generally really busy, okay? So we shop for convenience, we shop from the supermarkets, we don't buy fresh every day. And really, if you could eat all your own produce grown in your own garden, that the soil is perfect, that your food hasn't been in cold storage, which is going to harm the nutrition in the food, it's not been genetically modified, and you've got your own chickens and you eat the eggs from your own chickens and all of that, and you rear your own beef, whatever. Unless you're doing all of that, you're not getting as much nutrition from your food as you would have been 10, 15 years ago. I think it's estimated that you have to eat 15 oranges now to get the same nutrition that you did 20 years ago from one orange. Now, that is insane. And that is because of all the over farming, the cold storage and all of that stuff. So that is why I always recommend supplementing. I obviously use Arbonne's products. So I spoke at the beginning about the 30 Days to Healthy Living plan, which is a full nutrition plan, which really, really focuses on helping you to press pause on your gut for a bit. So we remove some certain potential allergens just for 30 days. You are getting all the nutrients you need. You eat whole, clean, nutrient-dense foods. You eat a lot of food on this plan. So it's not about calorie restricting or anything like that. And we add the supplements. So we're flooding our body with nutrients, but we're also learning along the way. So when you do this plan, this is not just about buying some supplements and going off on your own. This is about actually learning. So you get to be part of a massive coaching program called the Thrive Coaching Program, which was set up by myself and the most amazing nutritionist, Sarah Law, who puts my gut health knowledge to shame. Like, she just knows everything. She's an amazing woman. So we've put together this coaching plan that goes alongside to really help you learn more about gut health, but also like how to balance your hormones, how to balance your blood sugar, what a balanced plate should really look like, how to track if you want to track. We talk about how to change your mindset, because I talked briefly about how stress can affect the gut. So we look at ways you can decrease stress. And most importantly, we look at how you can make this change stick, so that it creates healthy habits that are going to last a lifetime. Because it isn't, what we don't want for you is a real quick fix or a fad. We want you to really, really learn like all these concepts, how to fuel your body in the right way, how you feel amazing, and how you carry that on forever. So there are other options as well. We have a full plan, but we also have other options. So lots of us drink, you know, if you followed any of us for a while, and I know some of you on the call actually have already tried what we call the Green Gut Glow shots. That is a shot that you can take every morning, which contains a powdered blend of greens with 36 different fruits and veg, and it's all really probiotic rich. It contains a gut health support, which is pre and probiotic. So it's got the probiotic in, a generalized probiotic, which is great for your gut microbiome, some prebiotic, and digestive enzymes. Now, digestive enzymes help to break down your food. That's another thing that depletes with age, especially through the menopause. Our digestive enzymes really get depleted, so you can get much more bloating and tummy cramps and things around menopause. So having those digestive enzymes, for me, makes a huge difference. It also contains a skin elixir, which is a vegan collagen builder, which helps to encourage your body's own collagen production, because that slows with age, which not only helps our skin, our hair, and our nails, but it also helps with our gut lining. Like, we need collagen in our gut lining. In fact, we need collagen all over our body. But it also contains in there vitamin C, biotin, and hyaluronic acid, which is the thing that makes your skin nice and kind of plump. And then I also take a fizz stick in mine now. Pop in the comment box if you're a fizz stick lover. I'm sure there's loads of them on the call. Fizz sticks are a natural caffeine replacement. So they're, instead of coffee, tea, Coke, Monster, Prime. If any of you are drinking that, I don't think anyone on this call would dare drink that disgusting stuff. But if you are an addict, then fizz sticks can replace that. They come in loads of different flavors. They're packed full of B vitamins, coenzyme Q10, which is great for your brain function as well. So really helps with the brain fog. Vitamin B is really essential also for your gut microbiome. So there are a few different options, and I'm just going to get Anna back on, because Anna has done the full plan for the first time very recently. And I think, hopefully she's still here. I know she's had a bit of an issue with... I'm
back. I am back. Can you hear me?
I can't find you. I'm going to try and pin you again. Where are you?
I am back. I'm back on my phone. Can you find me?
Keep talking and I will eventually find you.
Can anyone else hear me? Because I've changed from my laptop to my phone.
We can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
I am back with my, yes, we can see you. Thanks, Lauren, and hear you. Lovely. Thank you. Sorry, the camera on my laptop was misbehaving, so I've quickly changed to my phone. So yeah, my journey with the 30 days has been amazing, and I must have had a lot of problems with my gut because I have felt so many changes. So I have written them down because I didn't want to forget any of them. Some of them were really subtle changes and some of them were really big changes. So I wanted to write them all down. Everybody said you're going to feel a certain way and you're going to naturally glow your skin, but that really has been true for me. So I'll start with definitely having more energy. I have 100% got more energy pretty much immediately from the day I started the plan. I've definitely felt less like moody. So I've been told a little bit less moody, more, just more in that sort of happy mood. I know you touched on like the serotonin, that happy hormone, definitely feeling sort of happier and less moody. I'm diabetic, so I have to check my sugar levels all the time. The plan in general helps to stabilize your sugar levels, so you don't have those dips where you're like, oh my God, I'm shaky. I feel like I just need to grab a chocolate bar out of the vending machine, or like what you said, Erica, that Red Bull, that energy drink. So I actually can prove what it's done for me because I have to regularly prick my finger, and it has stabilized my sugar levels completely. So I'm not having these dips and I'm not having these rises in my sugar level. So that's been fantastic for my diabetes. More energy. I'm not having that slump in the afternoon where I'm feeling like I want to lay down on the sofa. But the biggest thing for me, and I think Erica has got a picture somewhere, I do suffer with psoriasis, and I have it down my sort of shins and on the front, sort of on my biceps. There it is. And it was so angry. It was so red and just inflamed and angry. And this is only about 2 weeks into the plan. Hadn't changed any creams, hadn't done anything any different. And it was just clearing up. And I have used every cream, every steroid cream, every emollient cream, everything under the sun, from the doctors, over the counter, you name it, I've tried it. What I know now is it's just been depressed. I needed to treat myself from the inside out. I needed to look after my gut, treat my gut, and the results were spoken for themselves with that. And I'm so pleased, with the results from that. So can I read out a testimonial from someone as well? I think she's on the call. So my sister-in-law, Wendy, so my brother's girlfriend, we've had a tough couple of years, and I really, really wanted to reach out to help her. She was suffering a lot with her energy levels, low mood, just a few things going on, really. She's definitely sort of the perimenopausal stage, and now I've flicked onto my phone. I've now got to bring up my WhatsApp. She didn't want to come on, so she sent me a WhatsApp. So sorry, I'm on my phone and I'm now scrolling through WhatsApp. I was on my laptop. So I'm not brave enough to talk tonight, but here we go. I only started on Wednesday, but I'm totally noticing a difference with my energy levels. I'm finding I hardly nap after work now, and if I do, it's only for an hour or so, whereas before I was so tired and was going to sleep 4 to 5 hours after work, as I have an issue with sleeping at night. I've tried the Fizz Sticks. I've tried them at halftime yesterday during a football match, and just to explain, she is a referee. I normally feel tired in the second half and always nap when I get home. But yesterday I felt like I had more energy in the second half and didn't get my normal fatigue. I also didn't need a nap when I got home and managed to have the energy for the evening, which I don't normally have. Definitely enjoying having this new level of energy, and it's such an easy change to make. Thank you, Anna, for recommending this to me. And then she said, I hope that's okay. Sent a second message. Honestly, Anna, I can't believe how much more energy I have, and so quickly too. I didn't believe I would see such a change in such a short time, and yesterday was a massive difference refereeing. Thank you so much for helping me. I love that. That just made my day. And I had dinner with her today, and she was like glowing. Hold on, sorry. You've got... Oh, sorry. Yeah, she was like glowing as she came into the restaurant. Her skin was like bright and dewy and glowing. She didn't look tired. She just looked awake and sat down at the table and just couldn't wait to tell me. So I thought that was a lovely testimonial. So not just mine, but someone else as well. So Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Really, really pleased. And I'm at the end of my plan. I'm actually on my last day today. But I don't feel like I'm on my last day because I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm just going to carry on. I am not, like what Erica has just explained, it's not 30 days, go back to your old ways. It's now instilled into me that I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning. First thing I do is have my green gut glow shot in my glass of water, add my fizz stick. Well, that's part of me now. I'm not going to not do that because I don't want to go back. I understand when we get into a certain age, how we deplete in protein and how protein and getting enough protein from our food. I've been working with the PT, doing my exercises. I could not get the right amount of protein that she recommended through my food. It was impossible. I just couldn't eat enough turkey and whatever she was recommending for me to eat. But I have a protein shake that boosts my protein levels, and I'm just going to carry on with that. I'm not going to stop that. They're lovely. I'm going to keep up with them. So yeah, that's me really. I think there's someone else on as well, isn't there, that just wanted to.
Yeah, thank you, Anna. I love that. And thank you so much, Wendy, for sending in that testimonial too after only a few days. It's amazing. Kerry, I think you were going to share your experience as well. I'm just going to pin you. There we go.
Yeah, really, really brief. I'll keep it brief because it is getting a bit late now. I've been using the Green Gut Glow for a couple of years now. And I can honestly say that the bloating was the main difference for me, first of all. I didn't have it. I'd forgotten that I'd completely run out, and I didn't have it for about 5 days. And such a difference without having it. I can't tell you how bad it was. And as soon as I got that order back through, it just took it away, instantly. But it's not just about the bloating. My skin was quite dry and I suffered from rosacea. And I do believe that having all of those supplements together and taking it daily has really changed my skin.
Brilliant. Thank you, Kerry. Just, yeah, definitely your skin and your gut so closely linked. So can you all hear me okay? You can, can't you? There we go. So hopefully you've learned a lot. If anyone's got any questions, pop them in the chat box and I will just try and answer any questions at the end. There's a couple of things that I just wanted to recommend as well. So for people that want to learn more about the gut microbiome, there's some fantastic books around. There's one called The Clever Gut Diet by Michael Mosley, which is one of the first books I read about gut health. I've actually given mine to someone else. I haven't got it here to show you, but that's a great one. I thoroughly also recommend Dr. Megan Rossi. She's fantastic. She's got a great Instagram channel. And she's got 3 books. This one is her first book, I think, called Eat Yourself Happy. But she talks a lot, she explains about the gut microbiome in here, and there's loads of recipes. She's great. The other person to follow on Instagram is Dr. Will B. He's a gastroenterologist in the US. He's written a book called Fiber Fueled, but he's got loads of great information about gut health. And there is also Zoe, which is a podcast, and it's a science, there's lots of scientists behind Zoe. And they are talking now a lot about gut health. A chap called Tim Spector is their leading gut health specialist. They have their own Instagram channel and their own podcast, which is amazing. And I know there's someone else on this call, Kat Cavell, who is a health coach, and she's actually just doing the Zoe program. So she's got a blood sugar monitor on at the moment, just seeing what happens to her sugar as she eats, so she can just see what kind of effect food is having. And then I've actually just recently picked up this book, which I'd never heard of before. This is a random book, you know, when you're going around Tesco's and they have like books on offer. This is called just The Gut Stuff. And it's so good. It was really cheap. It's by Alana and Lisa McFarlane. And it's just really, it's written in such a easy to understand way. And just tells you kind of really everything you need to know about your gut microbiome. So there's some great things there. if anyone has got any more questions, pop them in the chat box. And if anyone does want to know more about any of the products or the supplements that we've talked about tonight, please do get back in touch with whoever added you to this call or whoever sent you the recording. And they can help you get your hands on some of them. We have fantastic ways to get hold of them. We have a great program called a preferred client program, which allows you to get 20 to 40% discount off all our products. So if you're to do the full plan, it's 40% discount. Everything else is like 20% off. You can also get free gifts. And at the moment, if you are watching now and if you're listening before the end of Feb, you can get a free box of those amazing energy fizz sticks that we talked about with any of the bundles that we've talked about. So if you were to subscribe to any of the bundles, you get a free box of those fizz sticks and pineapple flavour. And you can get another free gift as well with certain orders. So do get in touch with whoever added you in. I can see someone's got their hand up. I think it's Laura. Oh, you've just typed in the chat box. You can unmute yourself and speak.
Oh, I tried to type it in the chat, but it was going directly to my friend. I've got ADHD and I suffer quite like brain fog, can't concentrate, then I'm like all over the place. So like, would it be any good for me? Because 1 minute I've got no energy, next minute I've got too much.
Yeah, absolutely. So I always recommend, if you're taking medication and you've got really specific conditions, to talk to your own doctor first, just in case there's any reason why. But what we're doing here is adding health. Like, this program is about increasing health and decreasing overall inflammation. So yeah, I would thoroughly recommend, you know, I've had lots of people with fibromyalgia that have gone through the plan, because fibromyalgia is something where you get a lot of inflammation in your body, so tired and exhausted, and the brain fog associated with fibromyalgia is huge. So actually, by flooding your body with nutrients and improving your gut health, that can have a huge impact, a positive impact on those symptoms. And we also have, alongside this as well, you get free access to another club that we have called the Be Well Members Club. Now, this club is all about mindset, and there are a lot of kind of health coaches in there that run calls every weekday morning for half an hour, and they're all about mindset. So it starts with there's some breath work or a meditation. We go through affirmations. There's gratitude on there, all things that can really help with, improving your mind and decreasing stress. So that's another really good thing that you've got access to. So yeah, ask the person who added you a call about that as well. I can't see any more questions. And it is getting late. So we're going to end it here. Thank you so much for coming on the call. I hope, just really hope that you've learned something that you can take away and implement.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erica.
You're welcome.